Hello, friends. Welcome to Speed Gaming 4, or whatever else you may care to call the channel, but considering that's what channel it is, I don't know why you would call it something else. But hey, who am I to judge? Hope everybody's having a wonderful evening. I am Trenton, joined by Edge. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Happy to. Your first time joining us up here for Chrono Trigger Randomizer. Are you excited?
I am. I love the original game. Certainly have played it my fair share, and I can't wait to see what kind of shenanigans people get up to in this randomizer.
We will see the runners off and going in just a moment here, and then we will see who our initial characters are. So, of course, we're going to start the game with two. Who those two are? Well, one's going to be Glenn and Magus.
Oh, we're starting with some power up front too.
That is interesting. Magus takes a while to get started with his magic. He's great once it's there, but this could be one where it's maybe just a little slow in the first couple minutes.
Yeah, probably depends a lot on how the equipment shakes out. I mean, you could always find some nice sights early.
And then it's with the tech randomizer on, it's going to be a big question of what spells do they get early is going to have a definite impact on what they're able to do early. With no robo, they're not going to be thinking about the sunken shrine too soon, but some runners like to go in there quickly just to scoop out treasure, and that looks to be what Moonblaze is thinking, while Raster Cecil is thinking about, let's see about getting a third character.
Hey, gold stud's always pretty nice to have, especially if you're going to be relying on a magic-heavy start.
One of the downsides to doing an early desert is you got to give up on some of the experience and tech points that are pretty high here to be able to do this strat.
It looks like Raster Cecil is opting for the cathedral, which is pretty well doable at this point.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little slower without an AoE magic. It's nice to have one if you can get it, but unless Glenn starts with Water 2 as his first tech, there isn't going to be one coming easily. A big thing that casually you may not have managed was the battle speed and text message speed, but those are going to be pretty significant. The amount of time that you can save over the course of a run by having those at a higher speed definitely makes a difference. Plenty of early levels. And moonblizzard just tried to be a little efficient here. He's stopping at the Xenon Bridge. Does that in order to set up the Zombor quest. You have to talk to the Knight Captain first, and that is Marley.
So pretty good opening routing, and Raster Cecil gonna be happy to get another character out.
If he goes down into the sunken desert like Moonblizzard did, then also there was a nice bow available, which might actually make Marley the heaviest hitter in the early goings. Weird as that sounds.
Well, it's not to be right now. Let's see what other treasures we have in here. There's a flashing nail in here as well.
Pearl Edge is available for sale from Melchior, so that would help out Glenn considerably. And yes, I will always call him Glenn. That is his name, properly.
I mean, it's the least you could do for the poor guy. He
suffered enough. He deserves his name. The snail stop check, and it's the prism shard. Now, for me, that's a great one to leave for later. There's no immediate benefit to it.
No, once you're flush with cash, though, it's nice to pick up.
And you can spend your cash right now on other stuff that may be more helpful in the early going. Cecil is doing the bromide fight because that leads to more tabs later on. And you feel the pain when you don't have magic to kill stuff early. Heal coming early, that's valuable for upping your durability in combat. And the pendant from the tool check, that's a biggie.
That opens up a lot more options, so it's good to get that one out of the way early.
Yeah, that means the future, which means we've got the Robo spot for another character unlocked. And after a trek through the factory, we have access to the end of time. As I answer chat's question before it's even asked.
Also doing a good job picking up the tabs, too. Moonblizzard is not really missing anything that's available for free.
Nah, he's big on those pickups, and especially when it comes to the speed tabs. There's only so many of them in the game. You really don't want to miss out on them when they're available for free. Chad asks, which go mode will we see today? Well, right now, we're technically a little bit closer to Death Peak and Black Omen than we are Ruby Knife, but we'll see how that goes. A red katana and a gun. We are getting stuff for everybody we don't have.
Well, at least you can sell that stuff for everybody you do have.
Probably going to see Moonblizzard dip into the cathedral now because of only having 2 characters.
And this is one of the benefits of picking up all of the free items is that with your improved gear, these fights are going to go just a little bit faster, and minutes matter.
Yeah, and if Water 2 had been available there, Glenn's next tech is Leap Slash, but if it had been Water 2, then you'd have had AoE magic to speed things up considerably. This place just goes blazingly fast if you've got an AoE. I mean, just to get a little AoE, the vanilla speedrun, whatever the category, goes and gets Fire Whirl. Just because it saves minutes. Leap Slash is learned. Wonder if we'll see him check what the 3rd tech is. Like the vanilla game, you're able to get 3 of them for free. Not for free, you have to earn the tech points, but 3 of them without going to the end of time. Heal and Leap Slash are some pretty good ones to get, by the way.
Yeah, it's all good sustain, good single target damage. Not that AoE that you're looking for, but they're far from useless.
The AoE is something you want for the riffraff. It clears out these enemies, you can get experience, you can get money, you can just get through the place faster. For bosses, however, Leap Slash is going to be superior.
Oh yeah, Yakra is not in for a fun time here.
Now, between these 3 characters, the hits are going to come pretty hard. We'll see how much Raster Cecil manages this in terms of the counterattacks. In fact, you may have been a little bit better to switch Magus and Marley for this fight. And I say that because of cutting down on those counterattacks.
Yeah, the damage not as scary, the animation time, that's where you feel bad.
And actually, Yakra moved closer over there, so maybe he knows more about Yakra manipulation than I do, and that was by design. Yeah, sometimes you're only saving seconds, but, seconds here, seconds there is a lot of time over the course of a run.
Yeah, I mean, the best runners for, well, I was going to say any randomizer, but any speedrun in general know how to pick up seconds all throughout the run. It's a bunch of little inefficiencies that add up to something big.
Well, it has often been said that as far as speedruns go, and this includes randomizers, that menu time is the true final boss.
Yeah, and I was going to comment earlier, moonblizzard did a pretty good job setting up the battle speed earlier. I think was in the menu for about 3 seconds. Pretty solid.
Aura, the first spell learned by Marley. Kind of weird to have Marley and the Queen on the same screen right now. Question about the go modes. There's 3 major paths to go mode. You're either going to fight Lavos via Black Omen, or you're going to... I'm sorry, Zeal via Black Omen, or you're going to fight Lavos via Ocean Palace. You can get to Ocean Palace via Dreamstone and Prehistory, or by going through Magus's castle. So that's the second and the third, is Prehistory with Dreamstone or Magus Castle to get you to the Dark Ages.
Alright, Raster Cecil finding some power oatmeal in the tower. But moonblizzard is not far behind, and for all of that exploration and early treasure checking, it seems to be paying off.
So the cathedral only gives characters, there's no key items, but there's a lot of value in getting those characters. And when you talk about having Marley and Ayla this early, then of course you start thinking of dual techs galore. They've got the different levels of antipode that unlock, so you can occasionally get some really powerful stuff really early with them. And I do think we got a tab invest for +2 speed, which does not stink.
Oh yeah, definitely the big weakness for Luca, or yes, for Luca is the speed stat. And when you can mitigate that early, feels pretty good.
And Yakra already down on moonblizzard's side. That he did some other stuff first to come in here at a higher level, plus he had much better equipment, I think, for this fight, so really took care of business in that fight.
Yeah, that leap slash was hitting real hard. The sword that he bought earlier paying off big.
Got a bolt sword there, so we're seeing a bunch of little swords for Chrono. No big sword, though. Chat, you having some fun tonight? If you're having some fun, give me a nice happy emote in chat. Hope you are having fun. It's Friday night. We're enjoying some Chrono Trigger. That's always a good time. And a big thanks to Ralph's for doing our tracking this evening. His first time at it. Greatly appreciated.
Can never undersell the importance or overstate the importance of trackers. Just it's hard to keep track of where everybody goes and what everybody's picking up, especially when people are in 2 different locations. It is much harder than it looks, so we appreciate the help.
Well, I feel like on moonblizzard's side, the next logical play is cash independent. Cecil is going to check the Zombor item, and this is a very important thing to learn if you didn't already know it. Make sure you wait for the last dialogue box. There it is, pipe down. If that doesn't show, you will not get the item.
Looks like the was it they got an iron blade out of this? And a Dreamstone. Okay.
Well, that's part of another go mode. I would honestly, I think reset out of that. Having saved beforehand, he doesn't have the pendant yet to make that play. Well, now moonblizzard's doing the same thing. See, I thought cashing in the pendant first was obvious, but that's me, and I've got a different style. They're better at this than I am. Just given the fact that it's a different go mode, I wouldn't pursue it immediately unless I get another piece. If I get the gate key, then yeah, let's go get that Dreamstone. Or if I got the ruby knife, same. Otherwise, if it's just a piece of the puzzle, I prefer to leave it until later.
I guess the tab isn't a bad consolation prize either. Might be worth.
Was it a speed tab?
It was a power tab.
Yeah, that wouldn't raise my interest too much.
But I guess the other thing too is you've already sat through it, so it's kind of a sunk cost to get to that point.
Alright, so both our runners going to do Zombor's bridge, Xenon's bridge. Zombor the boss. With Ozzy, you can kill off the deceased. That's an option. It's just annoying. Or you could just hit Ozzy 3 times. And then he runs away. You win. Doesn't matter how much damage you do, just that you hit him 3 times. Actually, I do think he has something pretty high, but an actual HP value, and that was a Siren, which it's a shame we can't equip it right now. That's going to be an improved bow for Marley. Here comes Zombor, and I don't think we really have any magic to deal with him. I didn't see what Luca starts with, but from where she was, she would get 3 spells. Raster Cecil just attacking.
Yeah, this might be a slow fight. We'll see how it goes. Good damage from the weapons though, and you called it. Marley being the heavy hitter early on.
Just wait till she gets that siren on. Alright, so we're going to have a runner high 5 here on the Zombor fight. Now, Raster Cecil did not bring Glenn, so he doesn't have the in-battle healing. Small advantage on that to Moonblizzard, who is going to be able to recover fight as needed. And occasionally Zombor can deal some damage.
Yeah, Glenn is putting out some pretty good damage though, so.
He will probably want to try and manage this a little bit to not have the MP Buster hit Glenn. You'd much rather that be against anybody else. But Raster Cecil is through and rewarded with his Dreamstone thusly. Alright, this is a snail's top check. He flew down here to be in line with it when he gets to 1,000. I have too many wires around here, I'm just saying that. Not that that matters to anybody else, but I said it because I had to move it.
Just the pile of spaghetti on the desk.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. Top half of Zombor down for Moonblizzard.
And now all that's left is to just waste the waste and he'll be on his way.
Gonna not pick up that Prism Shard yet. Didn't see that before, but a Lapis dropped from the Zombor fight. That's a handy reward.
Yeah, there were a few of them kicking around the desert as well, so if it turns out that AoE healing is what you need to get through some of these boss fights, that'll help a lot.
It's a case in case of emergency break glass item, and it certainly can do the job.
There we go. Magic, speed, and power tab.
So right now we have access to the Denadora Mountains. We've got the Pendant turn-in, and also the Prism Shard turn-in is available, but we don't have the Sunstone, and runners don't like to do that very often unless they have the Sunstone as well.
And there's
Pendant
the
now
pendant
for
pickup.
Raster, Cecil. Who is, by the way, the programmer who developed this, so let's be sure to give him his due on that. And moonblizzard has been a big part of the community so far. He's been very active in doing commentary. Water 2 and Fire 2 are being learned. Those are some incredible level 3 decks.
So would it be worth then just picking up some incidental fights just to get those ready to go?
I would just do the Pendant turn-in personally. You've got Dragon Tank there. Leap Slash is going to be plenty for Dragon Tank, so yeah, maybe I do the I'd probably stick with Glenn all the way on the jailbreak. News sighting! We don't get those very often.
Hey, breaking news.
So Denadora Mountains is the other big check that's available to us, and I'm going to have to make a note for earlier to ask these runners what kept them away from the Pendant turn-in. Because I'm very curious about that. Well, you wondered about getting more tech points. This is a place that will certainly give them more.
Yeah, and besides, mountains are nice.
This is the life. Which also reminds me, by the way, that Hekron's Cave is the other open check to us right now, which would be a very good source of magic points. A lot of runners don't like to do that till the pendant is charged, but, if you turned in the pendant, it would charge it. That's just because there's a sealed box that's very good rewards.
We're taking this fight a couple of times. I think Raster Cecil wants to get those tech points.
This is a very good early fight. The only catch to it is those birds do cause chaos. So as long as you can one-shot them or you have status protect, this becomes a very easy fight. I think it's worth 6 tech points. Double check that when it's over. 8 tech points, even better.
Yeah,
Now, even better, they're dropping a shelter. Of course, this feels like a slower way to launch it to me than going out of the mountain and coming right back in. He may be figuring he's saving that on setup time for the fight. Don't know. And this is a level grind for moonblizzard, who is in the Sunken Desert, and this is a place that will give very decent experience. This is meant to be more of a mid-game dungeon.
Especially when you have Water 2 available.
That is the spell du jour of this place. 14 tech points. A Rainbow Helm drops. That is a very big pickup right now. Not only the elemental resist, but that is just such a significantly better piece of headgear than what we've seen so far.
So we've had a siren and a rainbow helm drop. Are the drops usually this good from enemies?
So I wouldn't necessarily write home over the siren. I would call it good. Kind of likewise the rainbow helm. It's good, not great. And that's just kind of the randomness that's happening right now. They're definitely extremely good for the early game.
Well, I mean, not only that, but you can cash them in later for something that you really want. So, I mean, I'm not going to say no to either of them. Yeah, there's another one.
Yeah, it's the drop of the hex pods, so we're going to see it every time. Moonblizzard got his level 2 Tex. Is that all he's hunting for right now, or is there more? I wouldn't figure he was planning to finish that because he doesn't have Robo to get the item anyways. Here comes the pendant turn-in.
Alright, there's a load helm in a chest, and that's immediately getting equipped.
And it is your choice who goes on trial. It's just whoever you put in the first character spot. I think considering having Water 2, it's going to let you do 2 fights faster by casting the AoE. I kind of would be tempted to do this with Magus, just to get tech points on him. Because right now, those tech points won't do any good for Glenn.
Yeah, I think if he found a pretty good scythe, I could see it. I think Moonblizzard is more worried about just getting through here as fast as possible.
Chad asks about Fritz. I am firmly on hashtag free Fritz side of the equation. Always free Fritz. I don't believe Moonblizzard does, though. I think he's more on the side of leave Fritz to his fate. Ice 2 is learned for Raster Cecil. Fire 2 and Ice 2, I believe, gives him Antipode 2. Oh, and Magus has learned Fire 2. That's very nice.
About 26 minutes in, starting to contribute, and we'll do so for the rest of the run.
Oh, he was already contributing with his physical hits.
That's a nice slide through on Moonblizzard's side.
I tell you, it can throw you off if you're used to skipping them with Chrono. He didn't use Water 2 on this fight anyways, then I don't understand where you get Glenn. Okay. He hits hard, there is that. That treasure chest that Raster Cecil just passed is why a lot of runners don't like to do this without having the pendant charged first. And yeah, Moonblizzard left Fritz behind. Do we not have Antipode 2? Is that actually not on the 2 spells? Maybe I got it mixed up.
Either way, that is a ton of damage that's getting dumped out here.
Oh, that's Ice, not Ice 2 from Marley. I guess when I saw the Ice 2 learned, that was Magus learning it. That explains that then. No Antipodes yet. Yeah, if they had Antipode 2 for Hekron, there is no doubt that would get used.
Oof.
I don't know how many revives he has. They're a bit more expensive, so not as plentiful as a runner's heart might like. It doesn't look like he has any. He only has 1 Lapis.
Yeah,
He's
I don't think there
Aura,
were.
though.
Yeah, there weren't really any that were found. You had to go out and buy them. I definitely saw Moonblizzard pick up a stack of them.
He's got aura though, so he can do single target healing that should be pretty effective.
I think I saw Cure 2 in there as well, so in a pinch you can throw that out.
But Hekron is down as we get a dragon tank, so our runner's in different places now for the first time, really. Dragon Tank Head was designed to absorb fire and lightning. It'll be zeros here. But it's still doing damage to the body and wheels.
Oh, hey, there's a ruby knife.
Alright, well now we have 2/3 of our go mode via Ocean Palace. I can read my own writing on my notes for where that is. So now we need access to the Dark Ages. We can get it via the Dreamstone and Prehistory, or by going through Magus's castle, which would require Glenn, as well as the Masamune. So we're 1 piece away minimum, 2 pieces away for either go mode the other direction. So it's 1, 2, or 2 is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it looks like Raster Cecil's taking your advice. Here's Magus.
I like that because he's getting the full benefit of the tech points. Now, you shouldn't take too many fights in here, but the ones you get... they do help. And then these sealed chests are a little bit better stuff, so getting that is helpful. Blue mail is actually very helpful for the Hekron fight. About the only time it's that useful, but it is useful.
Let's see, we have...
speed belts for sale.
Well, that's pretty solid. Let's see what they've been stashing in these domes here.
And Tron is nice. You don't get many shelters, as many shelters as you might like either. So knowing those free heals and making use of them is pretty important. Good news is, with this AoE magic happening to fall early, we're able to clear a lot of stuff out of the way. That's sometimes something that can really slow you down, is not having the AoE.
Yeah, especially with these fights that just have a ton of enemies in one spot.
A vanilla Robo, by the way, is also going to unlock Sunken Shrine rewards.
Vanilla Dome? This isn't Super Mario World Randomizer.
And it looks like Raster Cecil is gonna hashtag free Fritz. Either that or he was just looking for a fight for no good reason. But to come over here, I think he's going for Fritz. Big pickup with Dark Mist, by the way, because it's AoE shadow magic.
Ah, no reward.
There's 2 big benefits for freeing Fritz. One is it unlocks a store. And it's a gated store, so it's a better one. The other thing it does for you, though, is if you have Chrono, Fritz will hand over some mid-ethers. And those are pretty valuable.
I'll take free stuff. All right. We gonna get any more rainbow helms, or are we just going? We're just going straight to
I
the
think
end.
you've cleared everything out here. This was just straight up for the boss. So to lower the defense, you need to do Ice 2, Water 2. Either way works. They're the same element. Just one's frozen, one's not. And Leap Slash should do pretty good damage here. This may have been a case you maybe should have swapped Luca for Marley and used that Siren for a little extra damage, but then again, if you want Luca to get tech points, because it takes a lot of tech points to get her stuff, or at least it feels that way. And she is hitting pretty good though, and he's got that tab invest for speed, so maybe just figured he's faster.
Yeah, it seems like this is a pretty long-term plan from moonblizzard. By the end of the game, getting Luca in position to just bulldozer everything.
So Chat apparently just learning that the Warden has mid tonics, and yes, he has a stack of mid tonics. I'm a big fan of picking them up. Dark Mist should just annihilate this dragon tank. Like, this won't be close.
Oh, woof. Yeah, that is a lot of damage.
Also because Marley, you can blast the head with ice, which it is not immune to. Down to the core. And there goes at night.
Extra Lapis, Vegas learns Ice 2. It's working out alright.
Another treasure there. Blackmail is a very nice find. Shadow is one of the most useful elements to have absorbed for.
I was gonna say, not if you're the target of it, though.
Oh, blackmail. Oh, well, okay. I had to think. You went too meta on that for me.
Yeah, sorry about that. At least I didn't ask you to do math.
Well, I'm on Twitch. It'll always betray you.
100%. Oh, we got some good stuff here, too.
Yeah, these seal chests, they're going to be higher level, so even if they're not something that's going to immediately improve it, sometimes it's a case of a bunch of cash and another blackmail. So again, like I said, it's pretty much between Shadow and Fire are your most useful elements to have absorb for. So you are not upset about getting those at all.
Yeah, and both of these runners know what particular enemies use what, so they'll be able to juggle it for the most effectiveness.
The shop here has got mid-ethers and lapis and flashblade. Not a big upgrade for flashblade, so I wouldn't buy it.
A lot of utility items, but not super exciting. And a dirty old farming robot.
Now, to get to the end of time, they have to complete the factory, and neither of them have done that. A Thomas Pop for Moonblizzard. I was trying to say Blazer, I don't know why. But because he's blazing through the seat is what he's doing. He's just that fast. But Moonblizzard with the Thomas Pop now has access to the Giant's Claw. Swallow is maybe actually the best sword to get for Chrono in this.
Hey,
it might actually be better than the Rainbow.
Yeah, we also got a Doomsicle.
Doomsicle is no joke damage. And welcome SpeedGaming Portuguese. I'm not sure of my Portuguese, but I think Buenos Dias still works. From my extremely limited knowledge. Last week we actually had one of these races was being co-streamed on SpeedGaming Portuguese. Moonblizzard was on the call for that. Ooh, we had a Mega Elixir come from something. That's pretty nice to have. I'm being told in chat, Dia. Bomdia, I think would be a more correct pronunciation, is what I should say. So I'll give it a shot. Sun Palace, you primarily want fire resist. If you don't have it, Shadow's your next best bet. And we're going to have a runner high five here.
It's a good time to throw a magic wall out as well.
Sure, if you got it. Unfortunately, we don't have Flame Toss, because Flame Toss is awesome in this fight. But Cecil has first try found the target, which means he's probably going to get all the hits he needs in. Now, it still has to roulette again. But you can, if you find it early enough, frequently get enough hits in. Now, Marley being dead is going to work against that. So much so he's resetting out of it. Your best bet for speeding this fight up is a line attack, and those are Slash from Chrono or Flame Toss from Luca. Being able to hit a couple of those flames at once, and then judging which one's the real one based on the counterattacks makes life a whole lot better. But already you have significantly improved odds versus vanilla because this was trimmed down to only having the 4 flames.
Yeah, that is a nice nice quality of life change. I mean, probably not for the Son of Sun, but for the player, we'll take it.
And also on Moonblizzard's side, he's got Glenn with that first spell of healing. So he's got the restoration as this battle goes along, which could be another little advantage. Chad would like to know where the ruby knife was. That was given to us by Tabin for completing Hekron's cave. So these missed counterattacks, that's fire damage. Flare, of course, is fire damage, but when he does that single target beam thing, that's shadow damage, which is one of the reasons why I say it's the second best element you can have resist for. Or one of the 2 best, anyways. There's a lot of shadow damage. Luca and Marley a little low on health on Raster Cecil's side. There comes the flare, and he does not have any absorb. That's not good. So he's trying to finish the fight out, it looks like. Does he have a dark mail on Magus? He does not.
Yeah, things are going much better on Moonblizzard's side. I think Moonblizzard just started with better stats in this fight, too.
I think he may be a little higher level, but also the fact that he could just spam heals. I mean, he took the damage too, but being able to spam heals is powerful.
And there's definitely an equipment advantage as well, so all things coming up Moonblizzard in this fight.
Robo's ribbon is not exactly the thing we were looking for.
Oh boy, another errand.
No, that's just stats for Robo.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Are there any fetch quest chains in this, or is this pretty...
Oh, yes.
flat?
Oh, yes, you can have fetch chain quest. Like you get the Tomo Pop, and it gives you Giant's Claw, and then that gives you the Prism Shard, and then that gives you the Gate Key. And then finally, you might be able to get to something at Chrono Fortress or Lair. Alright, so moonblizzard is doing Denadora Mountains, and so I'm just a little surprised because nobody going to the end of time means they're not getting magic on anybody but Magus right now. Now they've got good magic already, so maybe that's a significant factor. But sometimes you just get more tools for the job by getting the magic unlocked, and then you get Antipode, or then you get Hypno Wave, and you're able to get through Massa Immune faster. Incidentally, there was a magic seal. I think it was one of the treasures in the future, and that's something I would put on Magus to boost his magic damage. It's, you know, Sun specs are a poor man's Prism specs, and Magic Seal is a poor man's Sun specs. But also, apparently, mountains aren't nice today.
No time for a conversation. Got a boss to fight. It was pretty good movement throughout this entire area, though. And hey, I think a speed tab's nice too.
And Raster Cecil has gotten through Son of Sun. I just can't help but think about Fred Coughlin in Link to the Past. He likes to leave bombs behind for NPCs after they give him items. I imagine Raster Cecil's reaction is something along those lines. I don't know what the equivalent would be. Magus learned Black Hole. Maybe you're feeling like casting Black Hole on Son of Sun right now.
Maybe you just drop his original scythe, just like throw it on the ground. It's like launching a Vorpal out the window.
Well, we're gonna get the Masamune fight on I can talk, I promise. Moonblizzard's side. He does have Hypno Wave, so that's perfect. You put purple to sleep and just attack green. That way they won't counterattack. I should actually explain that part of it. That's the advantage to doing it. And that takes care of Masa and Mune. A Lapis drops from it. That's not bad.
It's interesting. We've seen a decent amount of those in treasure chests, but not really anywhere that Raster Cecil has checked. And I feel like he definitely would have liked to have those for the Son of Sun fight.
Definitely would have made a difference in being able to get through it faster. Hurricane for sale. I'm used to getting extra hurricanes that I sell, not seeing them for sale.
You can just buy them and then sell them back.
That's not exactly a positive value situation there.
I guess if you don't get any items for money laundering, then why bother?
Plenty of damage being done to Masamune here. 500 damage for Fire 2. That is impressive.
Yeah, that seemed to be the plan for keeping Luca in the party, and so far it's working out pretty well. Raster Cecil making some changes. We see Luca in the party, and now Magus is swapped out for Robo. Blizzard
I
keep
remember seeing one weapon drop for Robo. I don't remember if it was particularly good, but he does have the ribbon. He's got shock, so okay, that's going to overcome a lot. Speaking of hurricanes dropping that you can sell, Blizzard gets one right there, just as I had said that.
Blizzard is also going to get some progress too.
Let's find out what the item is. Actually, this was Ruby Knife, wasn't it? Or was... Did we see this? No, we didn't see this. No, I'll be okay. Moonstone! Moonstone doesn't pay off in any way right at this moment. It does stack nicely with Prism Shard, though. But we need access to prehistory for it to work out.
That battery takes a long time to charge. A real long time.
Looks like he is going to unlock the Prism Shard. He hasn't bought it yet, though, is the problem. He left it at the snail stop. He hadn't actually picked it up, he just knows where it is.
And, yeah, he's gonna go pick that up.
The trouble is he can't pay off Moonstone yet to answer chat. He doesn't have prehistory unlocked. I always try and call him by the era title instead of the numbers because the numbers are weird anyways. Moonblizzard is going to do Hekron's Cave. Good for Magus, I guess. And he won't be getting a Ruby Knife.
Yeah, we'll also get to see what Raster Cecil left behind in the treasure box.
That's a good call. That is one of the reasons Moonblizzard likes to put this off, is so that he can route in that check.
He's also bringing plenty of AoE with him, which is pretty nice to have in this dungeon.
So this is a great dungeon either when you're learning your first techs or you've just unlocked magic in the end of time. You've got two of these gin bottle fights that are worth 25 tech points each, and you're going to get the four... I forget what their full name is, I always just call them temps. That's worth 20. So you've got 70 tech points without even getting to the boss or the rollies. It's a solid 100 tech points in very short order here.
Right, Raster Cecil down to the core, and that's it.
And a bunch of levels.
We've got ice and fire tackle, so out come the dual techs.
Those could certainly be handy. The enemy's gone, so he's able to pick up these treasures that much faster. And of course that tab shows up after you beat the boss. You just gotta make sure you grab it on your way out.
Oh no, here come the killer grapes.
I forget how much these are worth. I think it's at least 10. 20. Yeah, that's at least 10.
Pretty good.
These bats you can skip. You just gotta make sure you're to the left of that little V crack. Why are you skipping the gen bottle? It's 25 tech. Well, I guess for him, that's not that good. A safe helm. It's not ideal, but it's by no means bad. So, big physical protection. And the Gloom Cape is also going to be an improvement.
Yeah, so 2 items stuffed in there. Not bad.
And 2 of decent quality as well. They're always decent quality in the sealed. They come from a higher tier list, so they're usually going to be worth your time. And now Raster Cecil gets the Thomas Pop. Giant's Claw is an option. Moonblizzard did pick up that blue mail, so Glenn is basically invincible in this fight. Rules for the tournament are runners play the same seed at the same time. The first one to complete it wins. It is a double elimination tournament, so there is a winner's bracket and a second chance bracket. And whoever finishes the bracket wins. As far as the rules of the seed, there's a few quality of life things like speeding up. Zeal 2 is a final boss option. So if the Zeal flag were not on, you would fight through Black Omen, Zeal 1, Mammon Machine, Zeal 2, and then you'd have to go through Lavos. Zeal 2 makes that a little bit more reasonable by not requiring Lavos after. The pendant charges just by going to the future. You do not have to get to the Mammon Machine. I think that covers the major points. I'm going from memory right now. Question in chat, is the Black Omen required? The Black Omen is one of 2 paths to your final boss. There's the Black Omen and the Ocean Palace. So you go with whatever items you have. Would generally say, I feel like Ocean Palace is almost always going to be faster if you have that option. But I actually think in terms of final boss, going through Zeal is, in my opinion, slightly easier.
Alright, so here starts the Prism Shard chain, and we'll see what this leads to.
Also, chat calling out Moonblizzard for checking the shop where Fritz would be if you had saved Fritz, which Moonblizzard did not do.
Whoops. I mean, you have a time machine. You can go back and fix that, right?
No, that's not in the past. That's in the present.
Oh,
I don't think you can get back in prison.
Oh,
because
no.
the bridge broke.
Magic tab, not a speed tab. Feels bad.
Raster Cecil, though, is out to be the people's champ. Not only did he free Fritz, but he found out that mountains are indeed nice. Just to elaborate, as far as the go modes go, if you're going to do the Black Omen, you need access to the future, you need the Chrono Trigger and the clone to be able to climb Death Peak. If you're going to do the Ocean Palace, you have to have access to the Dark Ages, asterisk on that, I'll come back to it, and you have to have the Ruby Knife.
Oh, hey, we got a blue rock.
I'm a fan of collecting the rocks, but I almost never use them anymore. So as far as getting to the Dark Ages, you can do that either by going to the prehistoric era and using the Dreamstone at Terrana Fortress, or you can clear Magus's castle, and that will bring you to the Dark Ages. But that requires the Masamune and Glenn. So remember when I said Siren is a pretty good thing? Yeah, it stopped. Purple one.
Who needs hypnosis?
Apparently using a Berserker right now. So Berserker is nice twofold. Well, 2.5, because for one thing, you don't have to worry about making your inputs. For 2, your damage will be increased. And 3, your physical defense will increase. I've heard a rumor it helps on magic defense too. I'm not as sure on that one. I'd have to see a breakdown of it. And the Prism Shard is... By the way, save before you do all this so that if it's garbage you can just reset out. Hero Medal! That's not necessarily garbage, but there's your fetch quest you were asking about.
Oh, there we go. One into the other. It's time to put an end to this miscarriage of justice.
Well, one thing you can say about this legal system, they have such a good lawyer. They give you such a good lawyer that he can get you off even if you confess. Maybe if the king had just confessed, the lawyer could have gotten him off.
I guess the jury just doesn't like having their time wasted. You know, they got dinner reservations. You're going to jail if you make them late.
Scene early in the movie 12 Angry Men, and the one dude has ball game tickets, and he's like, I just want to get out of here. I don't really care which side I vote on, as long as I get out of here and get to go to my ball game. Question in chat, Genodome is available. Yes, Genodome is available. Giant's Claw is also available. Hero Medal is probably going to unlock something else for us. Well, either Hero Medal or Giant's Claw, one or the other. And we've also not done Arrow Stone, which is actually a much faster check than these. Because all you have to do is get past Guardian, and he's not that hard. Raster Cecil will get a... Well, he wanted to pick up the Prism Shard, he just doesn't have enough cash.
I'll trade you an alloy blade for it.
Yeah, sure, why not? Yak time for Moonblaze Wizard, don't talk back.
For the 13th time.
I'm pretty sure Moon did pick up the ruby knife. I didn't actually see the scene, but he did do Hekron, so I'm near positive he picked up the ruby knife.
Yep, Moon has it.
Alright, Raster Cecil, following the rabbit hole of this Prism Shard, we now know it leads to the Hero's Medal, which, well, technically it's in Moonblizzard's inventory right now. We don't really count it as getting it until after you beat the boss, because you can't leave with it. So you don't really have it till after.
A lot of good single target damage being done in this fight, so Moonblizzard was geared up pretty well for it.
Question in chat, which item is the Prism Shard? Look under Luca, and it's the middle item. And Yakety Yak won't talk back anymore. Moonblizzard takes down Yakra the 13th.
There will be no 14th.
You don't know that.
I mean, you don't fight Yakra in the future, right?
Well, I mean, there's a long time between then. There's 1,000 years. You don't know what happened in between.
Yeah, that's true. You got 13 in the span of 400 years. Imagine what we could do in 1,000.
I'd rather not. That's horrifying. Melchior off to do his thing, but we can't get the full benefit without the Sunstomp. So that may just be where Moonblizzard leaves it and goes to check out the Hero Medal.
It looks like Robo's having fun farming.
Alright, Cursed Woods, another chance at a new sighting. We did get one earlier. It's a 1 in 4 chance. It's just RNG. Survey says the Chrono Trigger. Well, we are 2/3 of the way to go mode. We just need a clone. I'll say this though, if it turns out Aerostone was the gate key, the runners are probably going to be mad at themselves. I say that and then watch it actually be Mount Woe and we'll never see it.
Oh, who would put an item up there? That seems like a long time to get anything.
That is where the red knife was vanilla.
I guess that's true. Like, what's the worst thing that you can run into? The item in vanilla. At least for a randomizer.
Yeah, Ruby Knife is probably the worst thing to actually have be there. If it was a really super convoluted seed, I think it's possible that you could have your end of time access blocked by Mount Woe. You'd have to get an early Masamune for that to happen. Fight through Magus's castle. Get there for it to either be the gate key or pendant.
It sounds like some real Plando nonsense.
It may or may not have happened to me in the past, okay?
Fair enough.
Actually, there is another mode to the randomizer that we're not using in this tournament called Lost Worlds, and it flips the script. You're in prehistory and future. You don't have access to 600 and 1,000 without unlocking them. So then it'd be much more in play for something like that to happen. Oh well, I just learned something new because this doesn't come up very often, that apparently you can go through the gate from Magus's castle to get to End of Time. So there's 3 routes to End of Time, and I didn't actually realize that.
Oh,
Because like I said, that's a really convoluted scenario if it happens.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because it not only has to be the Masamune, which is the hilt and the sword, but you have to have Glenn because you can't unlock the Magic Cave without him. which means you can't get into Magus' castle. Also, I really hate the rat. I hate all the rats in this game, but I especially hate this rat.
Yeah, this one's a dirty rat, alright.
I actually have to... I changed my grip just to do that specifically. I'll normally use my thumb, as any normal gamer would do, but I'll switch to my pointer finger being the button to catch the rat. I don't know why, but it makes a difference for me. But it's like, that's how annoying that catching that rat is. I have to actually change my grip on the controller to do it. Do it consistently, I should say. We're gonna get more treasure here. So moonblizzard is checking a lot of these sealed. And we get new number 2. An elixir, a blackmail, prism specs, and moon armor. That was the most loaded of loaded treasure rooms.
Yeah, I think the only way it could have been better if there was a speed tab on the floor.
Question chat, hasn't Raster gotten both news? No, he didn't. That was his first time there because Chrono just dropped from the sky.
Yeah, so I think we're at 1 new each.
Alright, so we're about to find out what the Aristome item is. Those bug dudes have a very annoying hitbox, by the way. It's like... The head doesn't really have much of a hitbox, but the wings and the back have an annoyingly large hitbox.
It's almost like it's shifted and not quite right.
Yeah, basically. So Raster Cecil is pouring one out for Toma, and moonblizzard has a gate key. And that's go mode. That is go mode for moonblizzard.
1 hour and 11 minutes, and hey, it's a pretty good time to dig out moon armor and prism specs too.
That was basically the dream Aristome. I won't say it couldn't possibly be a better Aristome, but that is one that is not easily topped. So the gate key is, you go back to 1000, Medina Village, you check out the cupboard, and it'll warp us to prehistoric era. And Cecil basically has to hope that this pays off with the clone and it's the other go mode.
Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities that this could be. There's a lot of nothing that this could lead
to. The nightmare for him would be that this ends up being more fetch quest. I'm not even sure what it would be right now. Could be something like Jerky, which wouldn't be a fetch quest, but it would just be obnoxious. I guess part of the Moss Immune would be the worst thing you could get.
Oh no, farewell cat.
The cat's fine. Always lands on his feet. Hey, guess what? At 1 hour and 13 minutes, we're finally going to learn magic. Goblin Specchio. Don't see him very often.
We put this off for a while.
Chad asks, what? People don't like fetch quests? Well, especially not when your opponent's in go mode. That's kind of the worst time to be doing a fetch quest.
Hey, there's another rock.
You can avoid a lot of fights in this Giant's Claw. But there's also some really good tech points available. So 2 nice benefits to seeing our friend, our pal, our buddy, Specchio. One is not only that you can learn new magic, but if you have not unlocked all 3 of your first techs yet, he'll do that automatically for you, because he's a buddy.
That seems pretty nice.
Alright, so now Moonblizzard is going back to prehistory. I don't imagine there's a party change in his future, so probably not going to see Dactyl Nest. And no real reason to do the Tyranno layer, so should just pretty much be the fortress and maybe check out the shop. There's an item shop available here. Not too much good on the 4th level of spells.
Lightning 2 kind of nice, but not well, I guess Lightning 2 for this era is probably pretty good.
Trying to think if there's any musts on the Dreamstone path. I don't think there's any musts for lightning. I say that, and there's Nizbal 2, but Nizbal 2 you can just kill with magic without ever shocking him. If you had to do the first fortress, there would be a couple of fights where you do not want to do them without lightning. Yeah, here's the shop. Full tonics are not terrible.
Definitely got some utility, but nothing really jumping out at you.
And yeah, just to clarify the point, as Chad is saying, you don't need lightning for Nizbal because you can do magic damage and beat him. For the first Nizbal, however, you're going to have to go through a Megasaur, and lightning's preferred there, but again, you can kill it with magic, so Moonblizzard is going to check out the Dactyl Nest. This is Ayla, and I forget how high the techs are going to be unlocked. I think it's 5. And maybe Chuxor or somebody else in chat who knows that better than I can clarify. But it is definitely Ayla that's up here. Moonblizzard knows that because Chrono is in 600. And she's gonna have several techs unlocked here. 3 at minimum, but I think it's higher. That's just because the spot is this gated. This is a very tricky skip.
There were lapises for sale, and there were a fair amount of them that you found through the game. Also, a really nice skip from Moonblizzard.
Yeah, he's pausing so that he advances just 1 pixel to be that precise, and this is what I would call actually the most convoluted, complicated skip in the game. So we'll see how he does here. Didn't get it. And no shame in not getting this one. This is a very complicated skip.
It gets the quick run, though, so not too bad.
Yeah, in fact, the newer you are to this, as we see the Shiva Edge is the jerky item. That's always going to be a piece of equipment. The newer you are to this, don't stress about getting those complicated skips. just run into the fight as fast as you can and run away, and you're not going to give up very much time doing that. So the newer you are, don't worry about going crazy. Get the easy skips first. They're the biggest time save, honestly. Alright, well, I was wrong. Ayla only gets 3 there. Question chat, what's Fritz got for set? Oh, I missed it. Cecil was just there. Lapis, apparently. We don't have Chrono, so we won't get the mid-ethers, unfortunately. And Cecil is gonna go Genodome. I hate to say this, but I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a piece of the Masamune. Because there's not that many ways for the items to play out otherwise. I think his go mode is gonna be behind Mount Woe.
Ugh, and that feels bad too, especially because these are some of the longer checks for sure.
Now, I will say that presumes he doesn't go to Aristone. That's saying that the Death Peak go mode, Black Omen go mode, I guess I should call it, that's probably locked behind Mount Woe.
Yeah, here we go on the conveyor belt. This chews up a lot of time.
It's very rewarding, though, so it's not at all bad. Moonblizzard is still going to want some more experience, but there's plenty of that, too. Chad answering a very good question, but let me repeat it anyways, which is what else is on the tracker. There's 2 pieces of the Masamune and the clone, obviously, that we haven't lit up yet for either runner. What else is there? And that is the tools, which enables you to get the Northern Ruins. High-level treasures there, but that's not usually enough to tempt our runners. And also the Masamune 2 is there, which is the only real guaranteed weapon of that high caliber. This is, for Moonblizzard, is kind of one of the most infamous random encounter fights of the game. That is one where a lot of grinding happens on vanilla speedruns. He was attempting to skip it, but was off by a little bit and did not. Well, Prism Specs are about to see Luca do some insane damage here.
Yeah, this is the culmination of all Moonblizzard's efforts. Let's see how it goes.
And remember, we saw this do 400 damage earlier.
Woof.
900.
Gosh, that is a lot.
Yeah, just imagine if we had a dual tick like Red Pin unlocked.
Yeah, that would be pretty disgusting for sure.
And then a personal favorite of mine, the Frog Flare. Do believe I actually hit 9,999 damage with Frog Flare. So Nizbal 2 intended, much like Nizbal 1, to do some shocking to lower his defense and then raise his defense after a hit. We're just bypassing that and doing magic damage only. It works. And 46 tech points and a blue mail. We can sell that blue mail later, so not terrible. Well, chat, you still have time to get your guess in here. What's going to be our Genodome item? We've got 2 pieces of the Moss Immune, we do have the clone, and we do have the tools as our available options. So, get your guess in. What's Raster Cecil gonna get here? Moonblizzard working his way up to the Black Tyranno. Full tonic and a mid ether. Those are pretty good consumables to pick up on your way. That room where Raster Cecil's in is also important because there's a tab. You want to be sure you get it because it's a speed tab. At least until the day comes we get randomized tab positions, which I fully expect to happen eventually, just to throw us off. Couple ways you could do this Zala Black Tyranno fight. Moonblizzard going what's sort of the standard fare of taking Azala out first and then focusing on the Black Tyranno. You can just put Azala to sleep, though. One Hypno Wave, then Azala will just sit there for the whole fight. The disadvantage to that strat, though, would be AoE. You wouldn't want to spam like Dark Mist in that scenario. Whereas Moonblizzard is now going to be able to just do that with impunity.
Yeah, just detonate Azala. It works.
And the fire, too, for that matter. Using Magic Wall to try and be ready for Tyranno here. Tyranno's been modified a bit to change elements he attacks with. Just keeps you on your toes instead of just being ready with one setup all the time.
Yeah, I guess that would make this a pretty free fight. You would know exactly.
So, Genodome for Raster Cecil, Moonblizzard working his way through this go mode, trying to beat the countdown. Fun fact, you can counterattack that roar. Not everybody realizes that, but if you have a Rage or Frenzy band, you can counterattack.
Hey, there's a flea vest.
You mean money?
Exactly.
You're rarely gonna say that you have too much money in this. You're more likely to say, man, I wish I had another 50k.
I mean, there's always more consumables you can pick up to make life safer, or just a little bit better gear.
Yeah, especially if you see like elixirs for sale, they're going to be super expensive. That countdown has gotten to 1. Is Moonblizzard gonna make it? He's well defended, but may want to have Glenn heal this next turn.
We've got a lot of magic walls out, so Moonblizzard should be okay. We'll just see how this shakes out.
The fire 2 was enough. Of course it was.
Yeah, and now that we're done killing dinosaurs, here's lightning too.
Well, there's still scouters in our future. No, there's not. That's the Black Omen. Never mind. Well, no, they're in Ocean Palace too. You can just run from them. That was the Kaiser arm, to answer a question in chat. It did drop from the Black Durano fight. So with Azala defeated, that unlocks our path to the Dark Ages. Is Countdown an instant KO, asks chat. It is not, but it's going to be a very high level attack. You don't want to be low on your HP. And here we go. Moonblizzard, entering the Dark Ages, has four different shops actually available. Not everybody checks all of them, as Raster Cecil finds a green drain.
A couple of them are out of the way for sure, but yeah, any of the ones they're kind of on your path, be worth taking a look.
And a prism dress is not bad.
Yeah, definitely not going to say no to that.
So Dark Ages shops, just because I brought them up, the one most people skip is the Earthbound Village has one. Then there is in the first town, there's an item shop you can go to, and then the second town, the new has two different shops, and most people just want to see what the new has.
Got load shields.
That's what he says. Amulets, speed belts, and elixirs.
And
This is going to be the Lavos route. You're really going to want a second amulet. I mean, I want elixir so bad, but I need that second amulet. Magus came with one. Now, before you actually make these purchases, though, you may want to sneak over to the other side and see what else the new has. Chat talking about the crisis arm for Robo. Yeah, but it's harder to manage his HP, and also I don't think we have Uzi Punch.
Yeah, that's definitely what Raster Cecil is going for, so if he ends up on this route later... Hey, speaking of Uzi Punch, there it is.
And Dark Matter, so that was a loaded fight. Yeah, he did buy the second amulet. The third is optional, but actually I don't think we have heals. And that's probably what he's thinking, is I don't have heals, so I need the amulets all the way. And just the reason I would like to check here first is, what if it's Prism Helms? It's not, but what if it was?
Yeah, I think there's still plenty of stuff you could sell and kind of get away with, but yeah, I agree. Find out what's on the table first and then go for it.
Yeah, no joke, you definitely want that status protect for Lavos, and I proved that, that it makes a difference. Chat said doesn't have Lapis. He has Glenn. Glenn has heal level 1. That's about a Lapis and a half to 2 Lapises. So, better. Fire Tackle to use here against Mother Brain. You can put the monitors to sleep. They are susceptible to status effects, so you can stop them or sleep them. I believe you can also use Provoke to confuse them. So you definitely have options. If, for whatever reason, you find yourself without any of those, you can still kill 2 of the monitors. Just do not kill all 3. That would be bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Meatloaf said, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
And it is the Bent Sword, part of the Masamune.
Well, you called it.
I did. Now, hopefully this pushes Cecil to Arisdome, and it looks like, yeah, here we go.
Yeah, so after unfortunately making a bunch of side trips, Cecil's going to get on the right path, but has a lot of ground to make up.
So, Blizzard rotating the elements here against Golem. Couple ways you could go with the Golem fight. They can be affected by status elements, so actually Marley would be pretty valuable here with the Siren and just stopping them. And then just spam your magic to your heart's content. You can Hypno Wave and just focus on one Golem at a time, or you can have your resist absorb elements set up and just manage the turn order so that they're healing you all the time. A haste helmet drops from the fight. And Flare learned. Speaking of loaded rewards,
It just gets better and better. Here's
Well-
all some nice stuff that you would like to have for the end game. Here you go.
well, here's the other thing. We've still got the Golem twins. They're going to drop another haste helmet. We're going to have 2 haste helmets this seed.
Gotta go fast.
And if there was a weakness to his game, I would say, to his gear, I would say it was the helmets. Chat saying they are treated separately. Alright. Well, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Well, that would be 3 then, right?
And no, well, my expectation is that they would just drop 1 more. We'll find out. Cecil catches the dirty rat. Basically, all these fights you can run away from. You don't have to take them. A couple of them you can skip. And otherwise, just a bunch of really good rewards. Another Kaiser arm. Seen lots of those. There was some pretty loaded gear here, though, so let's see if Cecil picks that up as well. Wasn't this where the prism specs were?
And the moon armor, yeah.
We'll see if he gets those on the trip. Flare plus sun specs. Or no, prism specs. Yeah, this is gonna annihilate stuff.
Yeah, this is just... Moonblizzard's just gonna detonate all of these fights, and it's all better.
And they're dropping ethers, which means it's a free roll. He's gonna get all his MP back. Like, the only other thing you could do would be throw some charms out with Ayla just to see if you can happen to steal anything good.
Yeah, and this looks like let's just get everything that we possibly want as far as levels and tech points.
Yeah, this is, in my opinion, the best grind fight in Jets, as Antipode 3 is unlocked, which is pretty strong. This is just that fast to get back in and out of for the amount of rewards that it gives.
Yeah, it sets up so nicely.
Next best would be the 4th one, because it's closer to a save point. The Cracker fight is still pretty good if you're on Death Peak. We're getting lots of dual techs all of a sudden.
There's Cube Toss. That's an old classic.
SpeedGaming 3, welcome in everyone. You are watching Chrono Trigger Jets of Time Randomizer. We've got moonblizzard in Go mode, working through the Ocean Palace. Raster Cecil has just joined him in Go mode, having just got his gate key. And moonblizzard doing a little bit of grinding for his levels. We're going to see Raster Cecil go to the Chrono Fortress next to be able to get access to the Dark Ages. So, I'm not entirely sure how long moonblizzard's been here, but it's probably 8 minutes or so to get through Chrono Fortress. What is Go mode in Jets of Time? There's a couple ways you can be in Go mode, but like any randomizer, Go mode means you have access to the final boss to beat the game. Just general definition. Specifically, it means you can get to Lavos here in the Dark Ages, which requires access to the Dark Ages plus the Ruby Knife, or access to the final boss via the future and Death Peak, which requires the clone and Chrono Trigger. This fight at the start of Dactyl Nest, it looks like you can slip past the monkey. You cannot. That one is a forced fight. So your best bet is just to run into it as fast as you can and start running as fast as you can. But these first two, there's nothing you can do to skip them. It's very sad. Because they're very annoying fights. Let's see. We saw Thomas pop from the Sunken Desert / the Green Dream location. The Ruby Knife part of our Go mode came from Tabin after defeating Hekron. Robo's Ribbon was available to our runners from completing the Son of Sun fight at Sun Palace. The Snail Stop sold us the Prism Shard. Chorus in the tools turned out to be our pendant today. The Moonstone was available at Denadora Mountains. The Prism Shard. No, the Hero's Medal was redeemed from the Prism Shard. That's what I'm trying to say. The Dreamstone we got from 600 AD, the chef, for defeating Zombor. And I forgot to write down what the gate key was. Aristome, wasn't it? I think it was Aristome. Chat confirming it was Eris. Thank you, chat. Raster Cecil picks up Ayla and now has a available team of 3 that does not require access to the End of Time to get magic, which is something Cecil still has not done. What checks are left for Masamune? But what checks remain in the game? Let's just go with that. Mount Woe is the big one. Salchina Dome. Airstone. Tyranno layer in prehistory we've not seen. And I'm obviously forgetting something. We haven't seen Sunstone Prism Shard item. Yeah, I say that right as chat comes up with it, so I can't prove I thought of it on my own. Of course.
All right, it's time to get some magic. Finally, 1 hour 44 minutes into the seat.
Only one person in this team can learn magic. The raw boot does not learn magic. Neither does Ayla. Ayla just smash.
Yeah, but Luca's magic is just—it's just that good.
I think Flare was like level 4, maybe 5. So he's still gonna get that very easily. And for anyone who didn't catch the joke, if you bring Robo to meet Ayla the first time, she will call him Raw Boot. And welcome, folks, coming in from Speed Gaming. This is the Jets of Time tournament for Chrono Trigger. This is a randomizer. It is designed to be an open world randomizer for Chrono Trigger. And we have moonblizzard is in a very significant lead right now. But Raster Cecil now on the right track, and is also the programmer who came up with this. So this is some pretty good hype. Marley has learned haste if the haste helmet wasn't enough for you.
Well, I mean, you're not going to say no to any more speed boosts, right?
It's sometimes hard to get the cast in, but yeah, it's pretty valuable. All right. Now, this, and I believe moonblizzard has set up for it. Oh, he really set up for it. That high IQ played, it slipped right by me at the time. If you saw him stand still for a minute, he was intentionally taking damage on Ayla. And he was doing that so that Ayla smash. He's using Dino Tail for the physical, the non-elemental damage to these scouters, and he lowered the HP so that Dino Tail would one-shot them. Very well done play on his part, and I missed what he was doing. I saw him stand there and tank the fire. I didn't realize he was doing it for this at the time. Makes perfect sense now.
Yeah, it is, like I said, little efficiencies here and there. Although, for a fight with that many enemies in it, and as annoying as the scouters are, that's a pretty big efficiency.
Yeah, you see a lot of our runners like to have either Dino Tail or Frog Squash available for it. And it's only going to be stronger after that hit.
Oh, Lasher, what were you thinking?
Well, it's still a dangerous game because a big hit and Ayla may not survive. So, you're walking a thin line with this.
It definitely seems like the grind setup has been paying off, though. Everybody stat-wise is a lot better off than they were about 10 minutes ago, and it seems to be making these fights a lot easier.
Yeah, mid-30s is what you want to get to. In Ayla's case, having her max HP up is what you want, because a Dino Tail is not based on a percentage. It's how much damage she has versus her max. How much HP has she lost? Question in chat, are glitches allowed? The flags we're playing on are quote-unquote glitchless. That's going to block the major glitches that you're maybe used to in Chrono Trigger, like the unequip glitch. You can play with that flag whichever way you prefer. But for the tournament, we're doing glitchless. there's still a couple you can get away with. In particular, menu glitches that we're most likely going to see here pretty soon. By the way, I think Shock does actually shock Nizbel.
Yeah, we are into the Nizbel 2 fight, and we use that element to good advantage.
Well, he's going to do the 3 shocks, so he's going to take the counterattack here. Because Nizbel 2 is going to release energy. That's not that bad, though. Siren is perfect for this fight. Got the Golem twins coming up. Stop is the perfect thing to be able to hit them with. But he's not equipping it.
No, we have a bronze bow instead.
There's other strats you can use for sure, but stop is really, really nice because you can still do magic damage to them and not wake them up. If I had to guess, he's probably going to fire off a Hypno Wave. Or he's got plans specifically in the way of Magic Absorb. That's a nice damage number from Antipode 3.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Okay, and he's got Shadow and everybody, so he's going to heal just fine.
Yeah, it's a pretty good setup for this fight.
Trying to watch 2 runners at once, you're not always going to see what equipment they actually do. Obviously, he came in here with a plan, and 2 shots the Golem twins.
Yeah, so how many haste homes?
This is an important question. We saw the first Golem drop a haste helm. Silver stud. So, no more haste helms. Just the one.
No.
I think Jack called that specifically. Apparently that's glitched right now, and it's just dropping a silver stud.
Gotcha.
The version won't change during the tournament, but they've been working on some fun new stuff. In particular, it would expand the pool of item placements.
Alright, into the Tyranno fight for Raster Cecil. We'll see if he can beat the countdown.
We saw Moonblizzard do it just barely, getting off a Fire 2. It was the last action before countdown was gonna hit. See how much this hits Zella for 1400 damage. That is a very respectable hit. And we have Moonblizzard seeing the goings on here at the Ocean Palace. Question basically with regard to Moonblizzard's lead. Moonblizzard's in a pretty commanding position because right now all he's got to do is get past Lavos' shell, and then he's going to be able to save inside Lavos. So, to get set back, he would realistically have to die here, and that would not be enough. It's just Cecil followed a different chain, and it did not work out for him. Now, if you lost a Lavos core, that would also be a pretty significant setback time-wise. But I don't think that would be a full Ocean Palace worth. Now, not free, but in particular, getting those amulets was a strong play. And having a haste helmet's a pretty strong play.
Yeah, being subject to status is an absolute killer in this fight. Anything you can do to mitigate that, you really need to take it.
The big thing is, once he's past this fight, then he gets to save again inside Lavos' shell, and yet again, Black Tyranno goes down without getting to the countdown, which is no surprise, because Raster Cecil's at a higher level doing this. Because he did the Genodome, so he got a significant chunk of experience from that. And a Siren drops. That'd be great money if we had anybody to sell it to. You can actually take the end of time portal out of here, but it's not worth it because it takes too much to get back to Lavos. So shelter up and carry on.
Yep, get those safe helms ready.
I think he'll do haste helm, maybe prism dress combo. Does he have a prism dress?
I don't think he's found the prism dress. I think Raster Cecil did.
I actually think it's pretty close on leaving an amulet off Luca, and that actually looks like what he did. He left the prism specs on. That's a very decent chunk of damage that it gives, and the only thing you're giving up is you need to make sure somebody's turn is clear to use a heal. A heal or Cure 2 will work as well. Cure 2 in this will clear status ailments.
Alright, time for phase 2.
Coming out strong with the Guyver hit.
Yeah, lots of, this is a good time to have strong armor, and moonblizzard set up pretty well for that.
Gonna do a fire the first turn while waiting for Marley's speed to catch up. I presume he used the speed tabs on Luca, didn't do any on Marley, and is just gonna count on the haste helm. The first turn for Marley is gonna be normal speed, and thereafter haste sets in. He does it on Luca. I may have done it on Glenn first, just so that he can spam the heals.
Yeah, this is definitely a more aggressive pack.
Now his speed should be fine that you have time to get it off. The arms are down, that's great. Here comes the status attack, so we may lose Luca for a turn. We will, she's asleep. And Marley is asleep. I think Marley got a name. Maybe didn't. Well, protect status is not lock status, so I think it's still a percentage that it can get through. But here comes the antipode. Chad thinks Marley has the gold earring. You know what? Looking at her HP total, I'd believe that. Interesting play. The reason that surprises me is because he brought the extra status, the extra amulets for status protect. And if that's the way you were going to go, personally, I'd rather have the elixirs.
Raster Cecil doing shopping in KJAR as well.
And that was a very heads-up play. He didn't lock in the spell yet because he wanted to be sure that everybody survived and he didn't lose the turn. Alright, we have defeated Lavos. Now this is going to be an example of one of the glitches I said you could still get away with. Moonblizzard is absolutely going to go for this play, and it's pretty important for him based on where he is. He's going to try and get into the menu here. And if you get into the menu, you can do all of the heals and whatnot before this fight. It's a question of timing. And he got it. So now you go in full HP, full MP.
Yeah, it feels bad when you see, like, oh, the boss dropped a green dream. Oh, what am I going to do with this? Nothing.
Yeah, you're not going to use it. Chad asking about the green dream glitch. That is one of the ones that's patched because that's just so overpowered and kind of defeats the point of glitchless. This menuing is really the most prominent glitch that you can still do. Alright, here we go. Lavo score. And yeah, he's got to keep his team alive. You talked about him playing aggressive. He came in here at 33 is where he stopped his grind. I'm more a fan of having an extra couple levels and being like 35. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. That's not something you want to see, but that's probably the best person for him to do it against. Comes the end of both 3, though.
Yeah, things become a lot nicer once the center bit gets burst down.
Well, the bits start doing their crazy nonsense like that. And it is a hit, but it's a lot more manageable than the kinds of insanity the center bit will do. Raster Cecil has entered the Ocean Palace here at 2 hours, and he's probably feeling the pressure right now. Over in the race room, he can see that Moonblizzard is not done yet, but as soon as he found that gate key, he knew it was possible to do it a lot faster than he did it, so part of his mind is going to be wondering. Now, anytime you're racing, you do your best to not worry about where your opponent is, but you're always going to know that, well, if they did that, good for them. Handling this pretty well, using those full tonics instead of using up Glenn's MP. And that's obviously working out well. With the defense still down, Antipode 3 is going to do plenty to this bit. And they won't have the counterattack right now, so kind of best of both worlds.
Yeah, this is really a good time to start jamming some damage in. With the bonus of the center bit is also eating a ton of damage.
Yeah, only took 2 of those to get the center bit down. And that elixir ends up being really timely for Luca.
Yeah, the execution of this fight has been pretty darn smooth.
Raster Cecil has now gotten to the staircase, which is where he's going to grind any levels that he's going to get. And that is a GG for moonblizzard. He is our winner. Official race time is 2 hours, 5 minutes on the dot. Not even seconds, just right on the dot.
Yeah, GG to moonblizzard.
Chat already given us the GGs. They don't even need to be told. They know how this goes. And watch to see when he joins us. He gets the invite, of course. And that elixir ends up being really timely for Luca. Moonblizzard will advance in the tournament. I think we have the brackets linked under the CT command. Yeah, it is. Master Cecil has now gotten to the staircase, which is where he's going to grind any level.
Yeah, it advances to face Corinth. So I think we had Corinth in chat. Good luck.
Official race time is... that's probably what he's thinking. Good luck to me. Because Moonblizzard has just been really taking care of business so far. He's played extremely well. And there are plenty of talented people in this. Of course, one of them is Moonblizzard, who joins us now. GG to you. Oh, did you get... Is that the Chrono Trigger ending? I think that's the Chrono Trigger ending. Oh, it is. Nice.
Are you guys listening?
There you are.
Yeah, we can hear
Hello. Hello.
Well, GG, how was your heart pounding there a little bit?
Yeah. I was very scared because, I mean, the seed was kind of weird. We had to, I mean, go mode was not fast, so we had to look around. I decided to do desert first, and then I got Thomas Pop, and I was like, I thought, oh, okay, let's go to the future. And I did Son of Sun, and it was like Robo's Ribbon, and I was thinking, oh my, what's going on? And then after I got my go mode, I was like, okay, this is getting better. And then was my decision to see whether I would unlock Ayla or not. I decided to invest like 2 minutes to go and try Ayla, but I ended not using her actually because she took so long. Triple kick was her last deck, and then I thought, okay, let's not use Ayla then, because I did like 2 or 3 fights in the elevator just to try and see if I could unlock triple kick fast enough, but that wouldn't happen. And then I realized, okay, let's go with Frog. Maybe I could have gone with Frog since the beginning, because he was in the party since forever, and he was doing a great job. I bought him a weapon very early on, and I think that helped me a lot. What else? And then the Lavos fight, I mean, it's always tricky. The good thing is I had a gold earring, and I thought, well, okay, this is much better with a gold earring because I can use it on Mars. She was kind of under-leveled, had less than 500 HP, so I was kind of worried about that. And that's why I thought, okay, let's use the gold earring on her. And that's why I swapped the gold earring to her and the haste helm to her too, because then I could use haste first turn before Luca was doing her flare. And that Prism Spec drop was like very, very important for the last fight. That was really good. So I'm glad that I found that Prism Specs. And yeah, I mean,
that would be a
I
hard to
missed-
top Aerostone. Like that was an all-timer.
yeah, yeah.
You got that, you got the Moonheimer, and you got your Go mode.
Yeah, exactly. It was a very good point to go for it. It was a really good decision. I kind of missed a few skips here and there. I forgot to activate to buy the Prism Shot before doing the quest, so there was some mistakes that I did. I kind of misclicked in the Tyranno fight. What else was the? I misclicked when going up to the palace, so I was kind of worried about that because and I also missed a skip on Tyranno, so those mistakes were like building up, and I was like kind of worried because, and I also had invested the 2 minutes to go and find Ayla, and I didn't use Ayla, so maybe I was kind of risky doing those things, and I was kind of worried because of those mistakes. So yeah, glad everything went well.
You did get some use out of Ayla, though, as we're seeing Cecil do the same strat now with the Dino Tail for the elevator.
Yeah, but she had Dino Tail from the beginning, so and I did had the gold earring, so it wasn't necessary for me. I could only equip the gold earring and then use her right away. I think I got her health down to 350, something like that. And yeah, maybe that time investment didn't pay off, but it's okay. We have to gamble.
Now, I wrote down one note that I had to ask you about, and that was the pendant turn-in. You really seem to put off going to the end of time and learning magic. You kept checking Go mode item, or not Go mode, but checking items first. So how do you route your pendant, I guess, is the better way to put that question.
The dependence or the factory dungeon clearing to unlock magic? You mean unlocking magic itself? Yeah, so usually I don't like to do factory as soon as I reach the end of time, the future, because it actually takes a lot of time. It's like 5 minutes you have to invest in just to unlock magic. And I had Leap Slash. I did found a gold stud. I mean, it was the first chest that I got in the desert. It was a gold stud. So I was okay with magic. I had found the Prism Specs. So usually I don't like to invest in the time to go to the factory unless, I mean, the only thing that would have made me do factory would have, if I had gone with, if I had found the clone. So if I had found the clone instead of the gate key, then I would have to unlock magic because I couldn't do. I mean, I was really worried about that because my party was Frog, Magus, and Luca. And I wouldn't be doing ZO2 with that team because I know it would be very hard, a very hard fight. So I could have swapped in. What I would have done, I would have unlocked magic and swapped in Robo to get double V-Bomb and Fire Tackle because Black Omen with that team over there would be really kind of tricky. I did get the Blue Rock, so maybe I would have gone with the Blue Rock team. Don't know. Yeah. So yeah, I usually don't like to unlock magic unless I really, really have to.
Well, Raster Cecil just got the Boogie in on these Golem twins, which does afflict them with Stop. So he's going to be able to do a bunch of damage. You went with the Shadow Defense strats.
Yeah, I went with this.
Let's fight.
Yeah, usually, I mean, I had a Prism Specs and Antipode 3 available, so I knew that I would be able to knock them down with only 2 spells because they have like 8,000 HP, and I was doing like 4.2k. So yeah, so I went with I found a lot of blackmail, so that was convenient. So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the seed. It was a nice seed to play. Getting your go mode like very early on, like within 30 minutes of playtime, it's actually riskier because you are at a very low level. You don't have enough. Your equipment is not that good. So yeah, I mean, I think it went out well by the end.
Well, that's about all I got for questions. I don't think chat asked anything particular, but there was a lot of curiosity about the glitches that you can still do in glitchless mode. So if you want to say anything about that, chat would probably welcome it.
Do you mean the menu glitch that we can use?
Yeah.
Is that the one? Yeah, so I mean that glitch is really convenient because you have like, I don't really know how many frames do you have, but I think it's about 2 or 3. It's not frame perfect because then it would be really hard to do, but I think you have about 2 or 3 frames there that you can enter the menu in between Lava's phases 2 and 3. You can also use this glitch in several other places during the run, several other occasions during the run. You can do this glitch between Z1 and the menu machine, and also between the first and the second elevator fight, but we don't usually do that. I mean, after the first one, and between the first one and the second, I mean, which would be the first elevator fight. So we usually don't use that one, but you can use a menu glitch to enter the menu. We allow that because that's not a major glitch, but it's really important to get the glitch because I knew, for example, in Lava's Phase 2, I wanted to spare like 7 seconds by not using heal with Frog, so that I could use an Untitled 3 and finish with Lava's Phase 2 and then go to the menu and do my healing there. So yeah, you do some little optimizations because you can do that menu glitch. It's very important. Once you practice a lot, it becomes second nature and it becomes really easy to do. I do remember that when I first tried it like 10 times, I got like 0. Now I think I'm getting more. I'm consistent, I think. So it really helps. It's really important to get that menu glitch on.
Well, I am out of questions, but we've got Cecil doing plenty of damage here to Lavo Shell, so he is not terribly far from the end. And that is Shell down.
Did he? I think he did more checks than I did.
Yeah,
he did 2 more checks.
Chino Dome, he did Giant's Claw. Those come to mind. I can't remember if there was anything else extra, but yeah, just.
And then he did Ares Dome?
Yeah, he did all that before.
Yeah, so I think that's the time difference there. I mean, it would have been really. It is a close race. It was a close race. Because he did 2 more checks than I did. Oh, wow.
All right, so here we go. Round 2 with Inner Lavos. Crisis Arm plus Haste Helm is a nice combination that Raster Cecil has going on right now. But he does not bring Glenn, so he doesn't have the heal. Well, I take that back. He's got Robo, so he's got the Heal Beam. Don't always see that with the AoE heal strats, but you pretty well stuck with that the whole run. At least as far as bosses go.
Well, what again? Sorry?
You kept Glenn and have the healing available to you for at least all of the boss fights, it seemed.
Yeah. I mean, I think what made me choose to keep Frog in the party, I mean, for the whole run, I think, at least for the first half of it, was because I did decided to go and buy him a weapon. Because usually when I go to the desert and I don't find anything, and then I'm like, okay, if I didn't buy a weapon for Frog, that would be that would take a lot of time. He had Leap Slash, and I found a gold stud, so that would be like one MP for Leap Slash, and I thought, okay, let's buy him a weapon. Why not? And I thought of selling lapises because by the end I didn't use any. I think I didn't use any lapises because I had heal. So maybe I should have sold those.
Bad place to be in for Cecil. Ayla dead and Robo and Luca both went down to sleep. But they're back up now. High drama there. He was in a bad spot there. Robo's got plenty of HP though, and here comes the heal beam so he can recover from here. But ooh, 1 dead and 2 out of your control. Ayla dead again. Just not having a lot of survivability against that Shadow Slay. Chet talking about the different statuses that he can put on. That was only sleep, so they wake up when damage is caused, but stop would have been a reset.
And also you can see what is the status effect from obstacle in phase 1, so that you can plan ahead your phase 2. Sleep, usually you don't have to worry too much about it because he's always going to use Shadow Slay after the obstacle. So Sleep, I think it's the best, and I did use a heal before that, so that was a mistake from my part.
Well, it charges the ATB.
Yeah.
Pure strategy. At that time, only Luca goes to sleep, so that's not nearly as scary. Ayla just really seems to be taking a lot of damage here from everything. Whatever level he went to, I didn't catch that. But Lavos is defeated. Well, Inner Lavos. Now he's on to Lavos Core. Does not have access to the antidote for spamming, but he does have that flame kick. And Crisis Arm Uzi Punch isn't bad either. Though his I don't think he got the menu. Using some items for defense, and Ayla is dead again. This is pretty problematic because you're losing 2 turns, basically, from having to revive Ayla. That's a nasty attack from Lavos, but Luca survives. They are doing some damage there. Hopefully this heal beam is gonna heal enough, because Ayla and Luca have been taking all sorts of damage. 300s. And he's gonna go for the left bit kill. Don't see that necessarily all the time, but it has less HP. It just happens to heal from the elemental spells. So if you're casting the AoEs, you don't kill the left bit. Hopefully that helps make the fight a little more manageable. Lavos also won't get the heals. Goes to prehistory. Sets up Grandstone, I think?
Yep, that'll be Grandstone. And yeah, this is gonna... It's an interesting tech. I mean, certainly taking the left bit out is going to make the fight more manageable, but it was definitely a much slower start to the fight.
I think he's going to be okay now that he's going. Just that initial bit had to get past. Survives the Grandstone, okay. I think he's in pretty good position here. And back to Dark Ages. He's focusing as much damage as he can on that right bit while the left bit is still down. But also Flare not doing too shabby on Lao's core. He did not find the prism specs, which at the point he went to Aristome, you can understand why. He was just go moding.
Taking another brutal hit there. Is loading a lot of damage onto that right bit. That center bit is weaker as well, but...
Well, nice thing about his strat is he's able to cycle those kills now, so the defense will stay down. And he'll be able to do that much more damage to the right bit. But they are giving Luca the business today.
No, I mean, they know who to be afraid of this time around.
He did throw that Green Dream on Luca, which does end up saving him time versus having to revive. And considering two people are out of their MP, I'm guessing this is going to be the Mega Elixir. It's good time for it.
It's too good to use, though. What if I need it later?
I don't know what to say. Triple kick for a nice 1500 damage. Smooth. Hasn't been able to do too many Uzi punches, though. It feels like over 2/3 of the rounds, Robo has had to do something in the way of recovery.
Oh, everybody's maxed out now.
This would be his chance to, potentially. And there it is, GG.
GG, finishing in under 230.
Yeah, for the extra checks he had to do, that's very reasonable. And again, just a lot of the difference is he went for some of the different checks, and then he followed them and didn't get back to Aristome as soon as he may have liked to in retrospect. But that's the nature of rando, is you're going to make your choices and hope that the choices work out better for you. He does finish with an official time of 2:28.56. And did give GG's to moonblizzard back at the finish. By the way, chat, any questions for Raster Cecil, feel free to throw them in chat now. He is in chat now. And it just says, yeah, unfortunately the wrong choices for routing. We covered that pretty good. And he made the play to Genodome, and biggest thing I'll say for that is, if you do something that other people might not necessarily do, then you give yourself a potential advantage. So just because a gamble doesn't work out doesn't mean it was a bad gamble. And no questions from chat, so I guess I'll ask Edge. You got any final thoughts on this one?
No, this was a lot of fun. Thanks for inviting me. I look forward to giving this a shot one day. And yeah, if you want to give this a shot as well, hop on the Discord server, and there are definitely plenty of friendly people to help you get started there.
And links should now be in chat. So we hope everyone has had fun. For
did you see?
I was just going to say, for Cecil, he still gets the second chance brackets, so his time in the tournament is not done yet. Go ahead, Blizzard.
Yeah, no, I was just going to thanks again, SpeedGaming, for hosting the tournament. GG for Cecil. We had a great time, and we'll see you all next time.
Hope everybody had fun. Hope we see you next time around. There is plenty more of this tournament ahead on SpeedGaming. And have a great night, everybody. Oh, before I forget, a big thank you to Ralphs for I can talk, I promise. Stepping in and doing our tracking this evening. It is greatly appreciated. So, chat, runner links, tracker links, follow people to your heart's content. Bunch of good people. Hope you'll show them the love.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you all have a good night.